Thanks for the invitation. I'm very excited to be here. Well, the Zero Waste Project began in our institution in 2018, and the aim is to achieve a zero waste campus for CETYS University in our Tijuana campus by diverting 90% of waste from landfill and adopting a zero waste philosophy and incorporating the 5 Rs into everyday operations and consumption habits, generating less waste and manage it more sustainably. The campus has over 4,500 students and 600 faculty and staff members. We also have a recycling center. And in 2018, we received an honorary award from the International Sustainable Universities Network. We have also community recycling days that began in October 2022. Today, we have held 42 days in which 846 people have participated, managing to collect 8.6 tons of waste. And the Human Being and Sustainability Core course arises from the need to align the study plan with the mission, vision, and the development plan of the institution. The general competence of the course is for students to understand and seek the personal relationships of human beings, society, and the environment. I am teaching this course since 2019. And the Zero Waste Project at home, it started in 2021 as a semester-long activity within the course where students examine the impact of waste they produce at home. As part of this activity, they learn the 5 Rs, design their own home recycling area, and participated in the recycling campaigns at the institution. So far, it was 400 students have been in the Zero Waste Project at home, and they live this experience in their own context. This is an experiential waste management project that students complete over 15 weeks. This is 20% of the final grade of the course. The main learning objectives is the student will have a better understanding of waste management at home to reduce their environmental footprint. And they also need to find close to home eco-friendly products and stores for a more sustainable decision-making. There are 3 deliverables required in the course. They cover some lessons on the 5 Rs. They need visual evidence that they do participate in the recycling community days and of their home recycling area. They need to make up a list of options for more eco-friendly products and stores close to home for whatever products they buy and they can replace. And at the end, they need to write a short essay on personal reflection about the program. So as how to measure the impact of this program and this project in students, we study the impact of the course with a core value profile survey at the beginning and end of the course in the second semester of 2022. We used the portrait value questionnaire of Shalom Schwartz, translated to Spanish, and validated for the Mexican undergraduates. And we found that the values associated to sustainability, benevolence, and universalism move up the scale at the end of the course, positioning in the first places of the general profile scale. With this, we have evidence of meeting the challenge of attending instrumental knowledge and the appropriate scenario to promote sustainability and influence the worldview and attitudes of undergraduates towards sustainable development, thus fostering a sustainable mindset of future leaders who can generate deeper change, social change, since the personal values of these students are inclined towards sustainable development. And that's all. Thank you for your attention.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Sylvia. Yeah, I love this example of how focusing on the individual impact can help people sort of embed that sustainability mindset that can be more applied across the board. Any questions for Sylvia or comments? Feel free to raise hand or unmute.
How are you measuring the reduction in their environmental footprint? How are you measuring that?
We have not measured that. They do an assessment of their individual footprint at the beginning of the as part of the course at the beginning part of it, but we haven't done the after that at the end. The footprint we haven't, but we do the exercise so they realize what's their individual impact with this assessment on the footprint. And it's an assessment that is online that we use.
Any other questions at all? Feel free to unmute.
I do have a question. I don't know if this is other people's experience or just mine, but I feel like it's more easy to have these conversations with students and, bring that into curriculum. Students are much more receptive. My challenge has been working with the university as a whole. They seem to have a lot of different priorities, how we define sustainability. Should it be a separate course? Should it be embedded? That's where I'm getting a lot of pushback. And I don't know if anybody else has experienced it and how they have coped with it.
Yeah, Sylvia, if you want to speak to your experience, but then others, I'm sure, have experience as well. If you want to comment in the chat or jump in too.
Yeah, in our institution experience, sustainability it's part of the vision and mission of the institution. So besides this course, we also have other projects and initiatives from the institution and from students that have sustainability as the main objective. So in our institution, sustainability is part of the whole institution, not only the courses, but also all other projects or participation in different elements with our students. So it's part of it. Mm-hmm.
The lucky situation.
We also have a institute, sustainability institute in the institution. So it's a special area to have all of these the sustainability issues.
And Jolly, that might be a great question to keep talking about in the breakout rooms as well. Michelle, did you want to share?
Yes, hi Sylvia. Thank you very much for the presentation. I have two questions. So the first one is, I see the context of your course, it's human being and sustainability. So I was wondering, any tips on how to bring this into a more kind of business focused type of course? I can understand how this would be appealing to students in that kind of course. But when I think about my accounting students and what the relevance that they might see in doing such an exercise where they're supposed to learn about organizations, I'm feeling like I would need to sell them this idea a bit more. So if you had any insights on that, I would be very grateful. That's my first question. The second question is about your last research objective, not research, but learning objective, learning to consider climate and sustainability in social systems and decision-making through lifestyle. Would you tell us whether you have other activities in your course that relates to that and how you bring these systems in as well?
Yes, thank you for the interesting questions, Michelle. Yes, we do have business students in the course, also engineering students. So we have a mix of different disciplines. And what we do as part of the course, besides the CETYS project, we study some regional environmental problems. That means city environmental problems. And at the end, they need to come up with a project to solve one of these problems. Sometimes there are, all, of course, some business ideas or social business ideas. So that's how we tackle what you're saying, how to cover these business aspect of the students. That's for one part, and the other, well, we do look at the environmental problem as a systemic problem in as part of the course. So they reflect on this part of being not only a city problem, but also part of a much larger context, the national and the international also. So we cover from the local to the global aspects of what the impact of our humans, we as humans, in the environment. So that's part also of different of the class, of the different subjects that we study within the course. I don't know if I answered your question properly.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yuri.
Hello, thank you. I was looking at your learning objectives, which are really interesting. And I think here in London, when I work with my kids, London, Ontario, it's just a mess. There is so much waste along the streets. And I was reflecting though on the pedagogy of the tools that the students learn and what they are educated into. So when they do this exercise, are they asked to track the time that they invest in sorting through their waste, or the economic cost that is associated with choosing materials and products that are easier to dispose of, meaning easier. What I meant by easier is dispose of most effectively to avoid landfilling. And therefore, are they asked to reflect on, for example, the time and cost associated with good behavior, and how that might sort of be exacerbated at the company level? That would be an operational perspective. Or another reflection that could be baked into this exercise that I'm imagining is public policy, how the current blue bin program or recycling program at the municipality level facilitates or not their job at home. And the third one could be product design. Like, what are the product design choices in terms of packaging and characteristics of the product that make their life easier when they have to recycle? So are those three type of lessons that will be cross-disciplinary baked into the course? Have you experienced that?
Thank you for your interesting also questions. On the time that expand, they do need to do all these exercises. We have not record or asked them to record that, but that is always an issue with students because they have this class at the end of their undergraduate programs. So this is in 7th semester out of 8. So they are busy in other things that they do at the end of their undergraduate program. So it's an issue for them to have the time, and they do what they do to solve these problems. They have their family participate on this. So the whole family helps them, going through the separation of waste in their own home. And about the cost of this, we haven't measured that, so we don't know. It's a very good idea that I have now, so we can do that. And about the how easy it is for them with the municipality politics on recycle, unfortunately, there are not that many. But we do have some markets, for example, that they have recycle centers, but not from the municipality. So that's why we have our own recycling days in the institution, so that can be easy for them to cover all of these elements of the project. So no, unfortunately, we don't have that as a priority in our municipality. I don't know
I
if
will
that,
be interested. I will be interested to see the sort of the course syllabus, because I think we are thinking at Ivy to expose students to such an educational experience, but I would like to push them a little bit more, have them some specific disciplinary takeaways, maybe even just through simple reflections and journaling. But thank you. I mean, this is really inspiring. Thanks.
I can share at the breakout room some of the experiences, some of the students' reflections at the end of the semester, so you can see how this impacts their life.
And we'll include those in some of the follow-up materials as well for everyone.